Hello children, today we move on to the second video on 6C where we are doing highest common factor. So you will see two methods I have already taught you in my earlier video part 1. You want to see, you can see part 5A of this particular chapter, playing with numbers. So there we have seen common factor method, and then second we have seen your prime factor method. So both the concept I have given you, and I have solved two questions for each. So here the third method we start, which is division method, and here also if you see on the whiteboard we are going to do two sums. So here we start with the concept, we divide the greater number by the smaller number. So when there are three, I'll show you. First example I'm showing you with the two numbers only. Find the HCF of two numbers. So divide the greater number by the smaller number. Smaller number is 36, greater number is 60. Okay, now first step, one time it will go 36, you will get, if you do 24 will be the remainder when you do. Okay, by remainder of division in step 1, the remainder of division, div means division in step 1, divide the smaller number comes here. See, remainder here, whatever is here, what is divisor, this is called dividend, quotient, remainder. But the remainder of the, in the step 1, divide the smaller number, which is 36. So this was smaller number, this was bigger number. Again it will go one time, you will be having 12. So by remainder in the step 2, divide the remainder obtained in the step 1. So this divisor or the remainder of step 1 comes here. So this is how we do. So until when there is no remainder. No remainder means this is the HCF of the two given numbers, 12. Got it? Once more, divide the greater number by the smaller number. By the remainder of the division in step 1, divide the smaller number. Okay, again we get remainder. Remainder in the step 2, divide the remainder in the step 1, and we continue for bigger sum. But generally in this 3 step, generally you will get most of the answers, children. Okay, so you can pause the video and copy. Then I will move on to my next example, that is example 2, where we find HCF of 18, 24 and 32. So if you see here, we take the first number, any two number you can take here at a time, not more than two number, children. So divide the smaller number from one bigger number. There are two bigger number, you can take this or this, but here this should be smaller than this. You can take this also. So generally what I do here, I am doing this too. What I do generally, the smallest and the biggest I do. So I'll show you when I do books exercise, you will see how I do it. So 18 ones are 18. So you have to be good in division, children. I am assuming that you know division because this is the division method. Okay, I am not teaching you division here, I am teaching you HCF. So if your division you are not good at, so please see your earlier classes. Now you are in 6. So division you have to be good. Okay, 6 comes. 18 will come here. So as I taught you, divide the larger number by smaller number. By remainder in the step 1, divide the remainder in the step 1, divide the smaller number. This is smaller number, this is bigger number. For this two. Actually this is the biggest number, it will come next. So 3s are 18. So 6 is the HCF of 18 and 24. 18 and 24. Next thing is, children, so two numbers HCF, I got 6. With this 6, I will divide the last number. So HCF of this two number, which we got by division method, we will divide the last number and see what is the remaining. We will see 5s are 30. 2 remains, 6 comes here. So divide the HCF. Divide the greatest number by the HCF. So remainder in the first step, take this 6 comes here, divisor, 3s are 6. So 2 remains here. So HCF of all these three number is 2. So you can write HCF of, there's not much space here. So HCF of 18, 24 and 32 is 2. So finally, you can pause the video and copy whatever is there in the whiteboard. Suppose you have 4 numbers. So like that again you can continue with the HCF of this 2 and this. So suppose there is a 4th number 48. You can do with this 2, you do with 48. Okay children, so one line you must write here children. HCF of 18, 24 and 32 is 2. Okay. So here we go with 3 more questions. So if you are doing any book, if you are doing one textbook I have taken, so one textbook I have taken. If you have any other textbook, standard textbook, so try to learn the method children. Don't try to do the same sum. So once you do on your own, this is what I have said before, you will gain confidence. So by doing same sum, that's why I do half, a little more than half. You do rest of the sum and practice and learn. By my doing, you will just learn the steps. So even if you have a different value other than this 3 question what I am doing, so other question please do and check the answer, because ultimately in exam I won't be there with you. So please practice what I am doing and what I am not doing. So but the main step remains the same, and here we are into long division method for finding the HCF of 2 or more numbers. So here we go with question 2 part 1. So we take the smaller number. So see, I had written the concept here before I rubbed it, so you can refer to the concept. Smaller number, bigger number, divide the bigger number by smaller number. Now this is something question, bigger number 144 and 312. Children, this is 312. Okay, so you have to see the question nicely. I remembered this is the bigger number while copying. So you have to be very careful in exam when you copy the question from question paper, or like here I copy from the book. So you have to check it again. Okay, you see when we do make mistake in copying. So 1s are, no, it will go 2s are. See, 2s are, this remainder will be bigger than 144. So this will go 2 times. See, why not 1s are? So here remainder should always be smaller than divisor. This what I would have got, you can see, is more than 144. So it will go 2 times. So 2 times when you do, you will get 8, 8, 2. Okay, subtract, you will get 24. Then remainder of step 1, we take the smaller number. 24 stable, if you don't know, okay, you can see 26 are 120, 4 6 are 24. So this will go 6 times children. Okay, so you can multiply and see there won't be any remainder. So this is the HCF of given 2 numbers. Okay, so what we get here, the divisor, the last divisor, which gives you 0 remainder, no remainder, is the HCF. Now yes, we see, you can pause the video and copy, you can play back, You can take a screenshot and go slowly and see. So here we go for the next question, 575 and 920. This is more than half. How you have to check one or two times? If this is more than half, it will go one times. So if you subtract, children, this minus 600 gives you 320 plus 25 here, 345. So subtract 10 minus 5 is 5. Okay, 11 minus 7 is 4. 8 minus 5 is 3. So remainder in the step 1, we divide the smaller number. Again, it will go one time, children. So if you subtract, this will give you 230. 345. Okay, this will again go one times. So you see it goes like this. You have to have lot of space, children. So 5 is there, 1 is there, 1 is there. Now I get 230. This comes here like this. Remainder in the first step becomes the this comes here. Okay, remainder in step 2, we divide the remainder in step 1. So like that. So remainder of the second step we divide, this will come here. Remainder in the third step, with the remainder in third step we divide the remainder in the second step. So this is how we continue. 2s are. So remember, this comes here and this is the divisor, this becomes the quotient. Here this is the divisor, this becomes the dividend. Sorry, this becomes the dividend and this becomes the dividend. This is called quotient, children. So remember, here quotient has no rule practically. Ultimately here you have to see remainder has to be 0 and the last divisor, okay, the HCF of 575 and 920 is equal to 115. Once more I am telling you, see nicely, because I'll rub this. You can pause the video and copy, then we will move on to part 6. So once more I'll explain, children. Divide the larger number by smaller number. The remainder in the first step becomes the divisor and the smaller number becomes the dividend. Again, the dividend remainder in the step 2, we divide the remainder in the step 1. Remainder in the step 3, we divide the remainder in the step 2. So this continues till your remainder is 0 and the last divisor. See, generally in division, children, quotient plays an important role, but here, yes, quotient will be there, but your answer is the last divisor or the remainder of the step 3, or this is also the divisor. Okay, so this is the answer. So I hope you have understood. If you know division, children, if you know division, then this long division method of finding HCF won't be a problem for you. So here I will rub the part 4 questions, some part, before we go to part 6. So enough time I give you in between so that you can understand and copy. I am not in a hurry. So here, children, I need space. So because you see there are 3 numbers here, so I need lot of space. I'll start somewhere here because you see it goes slanting, no division. So here, first number, what I do, children, see, I take the smallest I was telling you and I take the largest. Okay, this is also a nice way. I could have taken 96. So remember one small rule. Either this or this, but one number should be smaller. And the smaller number is made the divisor. And one of the bigger number like 96 or 150 is made the dividend. But remember, generally what I have seen, working is smaller when you take the extremes, the smallest and the biggest. So now here we go. 62s are 120. We will have 30. Okay, this 60 will come here. Smaller number. 2s are 60. Okay, so here if you see, I get HCF of HCF of 60 and 150 is 30. So with this HCF, children, I divide the next number which is left. So HCF of this two number, I divide the third number and I see what do we get. So 33 is a 96 comes 30. So remainder in the step 1 becomes the divisor and the smaller number becomes the division. Dividend. Okay. So here 6 is there. So what you will write? HCF of, so all the three numbers. This was for HCF of two numbers was 30. But this is HCF of, I can write from here, HCF of 60, follow books order, 96 and 150 is, so the final is equal to 6. Okay, children. So once more, divide the smaller number with one of the bigger numbers. See what is the large divisor. This is the HCF of these two. So with this HCF, you divide the last number, which is 96 here. So here we divide, we get the remainder with the remainder. In the step 1, we divide the smaller number. Then see, in one step only it gets over because remainder is 0. So 6 is the last divisor or the last remainder. Anything can take, and this is the HCF. So children, kindly pause the video. You have many more questions. So all three methods I have taught you. In my next video, that is your 5C, maybe you will see. I have not solved many questions from any textbook or your textbook for the prime factor method. Okay, especially because some books only common factors method for logical. So in my next video, I'll solve at least 4-5 sums on your prime factor method of doing HCF. Then we have some problems, some like that, some bigger sum. We will see. Maybe before that, I will go to LCM because here I have to compare HCF with LCM. So you may have 1 or 2 video on 3 methods like HCF I have done. This is the third method. Okay, this is my third method of finding your finding your HCF. So kindly go through this. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can see my 5A, part of highest common factor, and we are into, if you see, playing with numbers, if you see a syllabus in ICSE. So we have 4 basic things, if you remember, Bodmas rule, which is very important. Second thing what we did was, so second thing was factors and multiple, which was another important thing. Third one, we are doing HCF, and fourth one, okay, that is 6D is LCM. So after HCF, we have LCM. So all these are very, very important fundamental chapter in mathematics, children. They have huge application. I cannot tell you which branch of mathematics or even in physics, maybe in chemistry, this basic thing have no application. So please do them nicely. They are very important for you all. Thank you, children, for watching this video session.